Hi, it's good to be with you today. This is our third week of our video report. I hope you had a happy Easter. I know it was rather quiet and a little bit strange. Certainly the first Easter that I've had that I haven't been able to be with my two daughters. So that was a little bit hard, not having our traditional ham and that kind of thing. But we find ways to do what we need to do and to move forward. And I'm sure that if you had your lovely little family with you, that you had a good Easter or a good Passover. Certainly has been a time of deep reflection and quiet, and we don't get that often. So I just want to take a minute because of that to say that I really have to congratulate and say thank you to all of our teachers, or educators, or principals, central office people, food service. I could go on and on. I think public schools, certainly we all do this, no matter what we're doing, whether it's going to the grocery store or it's about school. We tend to really take things that we've had for granted. And if you think about it, the United States of America is one of the only countries where every child, regardless of where they live, regardless of what background they have, is entitled to a public education. We try to meet children where they are, give them everything that they need to have. And if you stop and think about how education has changed over the years, certainly when I was in school, it was really all about academics. Nobody really paid any attention to, were there clubs, were there any kind of extracurricular activities that you could be part of. It was all academics for the most part. Now, what do? There's so much that goes on. So there's the social, emotional piece that educators in schools are responsible for. You have guidance counselors, you have social workers. We have people that their whole job is to make sure that they're doing physical education. We include art, we include music. We just have morphed out into doing so many things that perhaps were picked up before by another entity in the community. And now a lot of those entities either don't exist or it's all about what the public school does. So, think about the fact that public schools, every day we have almost 9,000 students. We have 1,100 employees. And we try to meet the children where they are and to do the very best that we can to make sure that they become the citizens that they need to be and that they can be. They have so much talent. And we do all kinds of things. We help students with disabilities. We have nearly 1,200 to 1,400 students that have severe disabilities. We have medical issues. Some of the work that the teachers and the nurses and principals have been doing has been to get the medications that we have at the school sites and make sure that we have contacted the parents and get those medications to the parents. And think about the things that your public school does every single day without batting an eye. We have 2 to 3 nurses at every school. And, we are grateful for that. But we all still try to provide as much care and concern for the entire child. And I think you can see from the work that's been done these past 2 weeks. I hope you've gotten phone calls. I think I heard and I know that principals are reaching out to parents and that children are excited to get their packets, and that's coming up. And very soon you're going to hear from our Director of Instruction, Maria, and she's going to talk to you about the packets and the details and those kind of things. The central office people have done something like 62 Zoom meetings. So life continues to go on. We can continue to work on our supplies. We continue to work on our budget. We're working on how we're going to do and what's going to happen with grading, which Maria will tell you about that. The construction is continuing to go on. There are bills that need to be paid. There's payroll for our staff. And so, we are continuing to work. And like I said the first time, we're finding new ways to work. And while I think virtual education is great and we probably need to use it more, I'm still going to be old school about it. I believe that the teacher that's standing in front of the student, the teacher that's with that student during the course of the year, makes all the difference. And it's oftentimes that relationship, that connection between the teacher and student that really shows that child that they can do what the teacher thinks they can do. And the teacher can provide all kinds of face-to-face opportunities, which now we don't have. So my hope is that when all this is over, when we go back to school, that our sense of understanding of the detail of a school system and what goes on behind the scenes, as well as what happens in a classroom, whether we're talking about our babies of early childhood, or we're talking about our seniors, or we're talking about all the others in between. The teachers and the principals being on the front lines, and all those other folks that are there that we tend to take for granted, our social workers, our nurses. There's just a lot of folks. And so I hope we'll have some appreciation for what's happening. We're going to have our test today with board members on doing a virtual board meeting. And next Monday, when our board meeting would normally take place, we will do it virtually. And there should be a way that folks would be able to listen to that so that it's clear what's happening. But as I said before, we will post the minutes 12 hours, sorry, after the meeting takes place. So all these different facets we continue to work on. We're obviously taking a look at the budget. Clearly, we're not receiving sales tax, or we're going to take huge hits. We know that not serving our children in terms of the normal amounts of meals that we've been serving, that's going to create a loss of revenue for the school system, quite a significant loss. And so we have to look at all these things and try to piece together how the budget is going to look for next year. And we have already started to work on that, whether we're working remotely or not. We are still working to make sure that we set everything in place. And to make sure that our teachers have what they need, but at the same time, we have to be aware and reasonable. But I would ask that, just keep that in mind. If you've missed your teachers, if you think about school and how it was, and gee, that was great. Maybe when we get back next year, there'll be that understanding, and I hope that we won't allow the little things to cloud, what's really going on every day in schools. I want to just take a minute to say that we are very proud of our food service workers. We are one of the only systems that continues to feed our children. A lot of the systems around us have stopped. We serve about 1,300 students a day with meals. So they get a lunch and they get a snack. We do that at 6 sites. And food service workers really are essential to that. And many of our food service workers, might have issues, or they have age that requirement that they're really concerned. And so we've tried to understand that we don't want anything to happen to our food service workers. So we've put everybody on kind of a split schedule so that they're not coming in every day, shortened it up, tried to get as much protective gear as possible, the mask and the gloves. And in time, we're gonna continue to move forward, but you may have seen on our website that we are asking if anybody has masks, would you please donate them? We know the city has some that they're gonna pass on to us, but that'll be in about 2 weeks. And we have continued to order. And you can imagine with what the country's going through this year that it's really hard to get them. But we wanna make sure that they're as safe as they can possibly be. We will continue with our meals with the 6 sites, at least for this week. Next week, we may have to look at doing something different, whether we go to 3 days a week, but we still serve the same number of meals. We could possibly do that. And we may also have to talk about, when the cars pull up, if we have the meals outside, maybe, folks could pop their trunk and we just put the meals in, or perhaps, people could get out of the car and get the meal and go that way. We will limit the number of times that we are really in any kind of contact. So I just want to say again, a strong thank you, and please, a word of support for your food service workers. They are truly on the front lines, and the whole reason is we're trying to get the meals to the students. You can see what's going on across the country with people losing their jobs, that it's really critical that we'll try to find ways for our children to eat. And so that's been the rough time. That's the balance that we have about the kinds of issues that we do. We're here to serve the students, but we also need to think about our workers. So I want to also say thank you to Wayne Farms for giving us, I think it was a 500-gallon drum of hand sanitizer. We're very thankful for that. We also want you to know that our Maria Johnson, who is extremely creative, instead of having our teachers, try to copy the packets, which, right there, you're worried about germs, people touching buttons and things like that. We went to Tri-State Graphics, and they've been wonderful. And there's something like, 6,000 packets. I had to look at my notes. 6,000 packets that have been created and have been copied over there at Tri-State Graphics. So we want to give a shout out to them. And we appreciate all those members in the community that contact in some way, shape, or form and ask if they can help. So one of the things we're finding is that because the school year was cut short, there are still a number of students that did not pay for their food that they ate this year. Now that may seem insignificant, but when you think about the loss in revenue, it's something like $25,000 a day in terms of loss from the amount of food that's not being sold. So when we talk about, food service bills, I know at one point that people were going online and they were donating to offset those costs. So if that's something that you feel you're able to do and you'd like to be able to go on our website and see if you can't, put some dollars towards the outstanding bills for food service, we would greatly appreciate that. So there's things like that we're trying to work through, and we're trying to manage. But for the most part, tomorrow I'll meet again with directors, again through Zoom, virtual. Principals are meeting with their teachers through virtual means, and they're being very careful about not having any more than 10 people come into a building. And for the most part, I believe that people are coming in, getting their materials, and then going home and working from home. The other departments, and I'll be talking to them tomorrow, are trying to organize things like training. And can you do virtual training? And it might be a virtual training for bus drivers. We're looking at all different kinds of ways that we can still do the things we used to do that the general public wouldn't know about during this time frame. But we have to be safe about it. I don't know how many people know the average age of our bus drivers is 70. God bless them, that's a tough job. But we want to be mindful of the fact that we have employees, and they have to be careful for themselves and also for their loved ones. And we are doing that. So we're right now, as I say, in the throes of doing our budget, beginning to plan for our units, as they're called. And that stems off of our student enrollment. We have to get all that in place. And we are going to do that. We're looking to see what federal stimulus may come through. We know that we have our Title I funds and our ESEA, and as well as our IDEA funds. And normally you cannot use, you have to save the 15% for a roll forward, but there may be some waivers, and we think there are, for that kind of thing to help us offset some of these costs. But we're going to take huge losses as we come forward. But we're being creative, trying to find ways around that, and making sure that our priority is to set the classrooms up, to make sure the class sizes are definitely appropriate. We don't want high class sizes. And so we're going to work to ensure that things get off to a good start next year. And anything you can do to be supportive and to help us is greatly appreciated. We want you to know, and I think you see now through the reach out and some of the videos that I know our public information officer is going to share, our teachers really care about our students. And as a parent, to me, that was the number one thing I cared about. I just want to know that my child is being treated as if you cared about them and they were your child, and that you're watching them, they're safe, and you're protecting them. Then we go on to the instruction. So please know that we have all those markers in place, and I hope when your teacher reaches out that you have the chance to tell them thank you, because they've done a great job, as well as the nurses, as well as the counselors and principals and all the other people that we have working for us. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. I hope that you keep your spirits up. It is hard. I'm not one for not moving around. I move around a lot. And my dog is being tired of being walked, but that's, you know, I'm doing what I have to do. We do work from the computer many hours of the day, and most of the time I have my phone on me, and that's how we're communicating. But, you know, I know it's hard. So please stay strong, and let's be positive. And hopefully when we come back next year, we'll be ready and able to pick up where we left off and help those children that need help, because maybe they lost some time here. But please know that we're already thinking about that. In the future, like today, you're going to hear from me and you're going to hear from Maria about the packets and the details. Next week, I hope you'll hear from me, as well as Bill Singleton, the principal of the high school. You know, he's working with some of his team, and we're trying to get the yard signs out for all the seniors and pay for that. And so we want to just do something for them. He's also working on the virtual graduation, but we are so sorry that our students are not getting to walk. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe, you know, God willing, if this thing would just go away, or we could find medicine for it, or whatever we need to do. You know, who knows? Maybe in the summer we could do some sort of celebration. But for now, he'll tell you next week about virtual graduation and how we plan on doing that. We still do have some students, and I not sure if they're from our campuses or from other places, but we had at least 20 to 30 that showed up on the high school campus last week. And unfortunately, we have to shoo them off. That I don't know. They say that somebody told them they could come between 1 and 3, but we can't have anybody on our campuses, and, you know, or people that are congregating around the school. So please tell your children, unfortunately, that, you know, right now schools are off limits. So all the best to you. Thank you. At this point, I'm going to turn it over, and you'll hear from Miss Johnson, who's working very hard to make sure that your children are receiving the work that we said they were going to receive, and that phone calls are being made. She's also going to talk to you about grading.
Good morning. My name is Maria Johnson, and I am the Director of Curriculum and Instruction Services in Dothan City Schools. I am very pleased to report this morning that our plan that Dothan City Schools put together is in full-blown action. And today is our first delivery date for our first set of packets for all of our students. Today we are going to deliver over 160,000 pages of work for students in over 6,000 packets for our Dothan City Schools students, who will be taking their packets in hard copy form. We also have many, many other students and many teachers providing online instruction. A few weeks ago, Dr. Mackey charged each district in the state of Alabama with presenting a plan to him, and ours was approved last week, and we started working on our plan. One of the things that he told us is to provide work online or in packet form, depending on what would best serve the needs of our students. And we were not to take grades. Now, many of you have asked, well, why are we doing work if we're not taking grades? One of the reasons we're doing this is to just help provide that routine and interaction for our students between school and home. We did not feel, and Dr. Mackey did not feel, that it would be a very equitable situation for many of our students if we took grades when some students were going to receive online instruction and others would receive packets of information and worksheets and work to be completed at home. So with that said, we are averaging the first 3 9 weeks average, and that will be the 4th 9 weeks average. And all put together, that will provide the yearly average for the student in each course. Each school has designed their own set of pickup rules and routines for your child to pick up a packet from their school if they are indeed picking up packets. Today, like I said, is our first drop-off of packets, and so please check the internet, the website that Miss Megan created for us for our virtual schools website found on Dothan City Schools website to find out what your school is doing to provide those packets and pickup. Many of your teachers, all of your teachers actually, should have already contacted your students. If they have not received a phone call from their teacher, or if you have not been contacted by the school, please check your messages. Please check to see that we have the correct numbers, because each teacher has spent last week creating work, creating online work, and also contacting each student in their classes to see what we can do to better meet the needs of the students while they're at home during this time. The other thing that we want to talk about is report cards. We've had a few questions about those. I feel like those are going to be printed either the last week of April. We're going to try to coordinate that so that you're not doing double pickup. We may mail those directly to your homes, or they may be put into the packets that are being picked up. But either way, we'll make sure that those report cards get to you the first week of May. And the first week of May, K-12. The only students that would not receive a report card are those students who would be in danger of failing a subject or a grade level. At this time, in fairness to those students, we want to give them every opportunity to work right up until the end if we need to. Our last date is June the 5th, and so a day or two before that, we will have a final word for you parents. If your child is one of those that just really struggled this year and had a difficult time, needs to have a little bit more time to make up some standards or credits, we are going to do everything we can to use up every last minute of this school year to help your student make up that work that may be missing, needs to be redone. Some of them were out sick. There were just numerous reasons why that might be the case, but we are going to do everything we can. The teachers are working with the students to help them, and we want to make sure that they're successful this year. The other thing that I wanted to bring out to you is that if you have a question, check on your child's school website, because if you have a question, all the teachers have posted work hours so that you will be able to contact your teachers in the event that you have a question or a concern about any of the work. I did request that teachers send home work keys. The answer keys that will go with the work that they are sending home should help you be a better resource for your students and to even allow them to self-check their work. Again, this is review work. It is not new work. This is work they've already seen, and the state was so good to help us provide the list of critical standards to make sure that we have covered those and that we have given your child the exposure to those critical standards that would better prepare them for next year. I think that going forward, this is something new for us, so that we are still going to have things to work out. Your questions are much appreciated. They help us to see things from the parent standpoint, the community standpoint, and certainly this is new for us, and we welcome your questions. We will address them as quickly. Maybe there's something we haven't thought of as we move forward with this. This is new. It is uncharted territory for everyone, and we are certainly doing the best that we can to meet your needs and your students' needs. We've heard some from the parents. I'm hearing some that they They love seeing their friends. They love seeing their teachers drive through their neighborhoods. They love the classes that they can see each other online. So we do have some positive things going on, and we want to give the stability and the structure that we can for these children in this time of need, because some of them are really missing their teachers and their friends. So any opportunities that you would like to see us present for your student that we're not already thinking of and doing, please let us know, because our goal is to make this as pleasant as we can. It's not easy, and I know that this has been a difficult time, especially for the younger ones, but please keep us informed as we move forward. We will, of course, be looking at long-term plans down the road, because if this ever happens again, we would love for all children to have the online experience and the opportunity. So there's just a lot going on behind the scenes right now. Again, a shout out to Chris at Tri-State Printing. He has just gone above and beyond with our packets in our pages. And as I said earlier, at well over 160,000 pages, they have done an outstanding job of printing, organizing, delivering these packets. Some cases they're being mailed, and I'm just so ever grateful for their work there. And so at this time, I just will give you a shout out and let you know that I'm wishing you all well. Thank you.
Well, thank you all for your time today. I hope you enjoyed hearing from Mrs. Maria Johnson. She's truly been wonderful in all of this. She gave you a lot of detail, and we'll try to do this as we go through the weeks. We'll include other folks to be part of these messages so that you'll get additional information. So also we want you to know that we have asked teachers and other folks to do inspirational messages, and that's been put together in a video. And so hopefully at the end of this, you'll be able to look at those inspirational messages. And also we're putting out something called, let me see, hashtag DCS at home. Please send us pictures and give us information if you want to showcase how things are going, and we're going to make sure that that's on the website. So this is different, as I say, for all of us, but we're all in this together. So help us out, share what you're doing, and we're very proud of our folks and proud of our children. Thank you.
Good morning. Hello, and how are you? This is Miss Kelly, and I wanted to tell you that I've been thinking about you. I miss you, and I love you. And when I see you again, I'll clap my hands. And when I see you again, I'll do my dance. And when I see you again, I'll shout hooray. This is going to be a wonderful day. Take care, everyone.
Hey, boys and girls, this is Miss Ash. I miss you so very much. We'll see each other again real soon. Please make sure you're practicing how to write your full name, how to count to 100, draw those shapes, and you being the best bucket filler that you can be for your mommy and daddy at home. I miss you so very much, and Miss Money says hi too. We'll see you very, very soon. Take care. Remember to wash those hands and stay inside. I miss you, and I love you, and have a great summer. Bye, alligators.
Hey, Dothan High Wolfpack. Hope everyone is staying well and healthy. Just know that Coach Kent misses and loves you and can't wait to see everybody when all this is over. Go Wolves!
Hello, Gerard, immediate.
I just wanna say that I'm thankful for having you in my life. I wanna say thank you. I love you and I miss you.
Hey guys, this is Miss Walker here, and I just want to tell my parents and my students that I love you. You're in my thoughts and my prayers. I definitely have enjoyed hearing you all on the phone, talking to you each week. Please remember to stay inside and stay safe. And I look forward to getting those hugs again very soon. Bye, guys.
Hey, 7th grade math students, we're all here together except, let's see, Mrs. Lawrence is right on there. And we are working really hard to make sure you get to work hard for the rest of this school year. And we miss you so much. We miss you. And we love you guys. Stay safe and God bless.
Hey guys, it's Miss Mitchell at Kelly Springs. I miss seeing you guys' smiling faces. Please continue to spread laughter, work hard, and most importantly, stay healthy during this difficult time. We miss you guys and hopefully we'll be able to see each other again soon.
Hey everyone, Amy Bonds, Dothan City School Board member, District 5. I'm here with my dog Lucy, who is really enjoying me being home 24 hours a day these last 3 weeks. I just wanted to say hi. I hope everyone is staying healthy, safe, and well. And I hope we can get through this real soon and get back to normal. And everyone stay safe. God bless you all.
It's KLR here. Miss you guys, miss all my students. Wish I could see you guys. Y'all stay safe.
Hey boys and girls, it's Miss English. I just wanted to say hi and tell you that I love and miss you all so much. I hope you're enjoying yourself and continuing to be the best bucket fillers and working hard at home. I look forward to sending you more fun things in the mail and continuing to talk with you and help you and be here for you. I love you all, and even though we can't be together in the classroom, Miss English is always here for you. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Bye.
Hi everybody, it's Miss Harden here. I hope you're all doing well. I miss you so much. I just want to say hello and that I hope you're staying at home and staying safe, and I hope I get to see you real soon. Have a great day, and until I get to see you, take care.
Hi guys, it's Miss Ganser and Miss Braswell, and we're from Slingland Elementary School. We just wanted to hop by and tell you that we love you and we miss you, and we hope everybody stays safe. Bye!
Hey you! Yeah, you! I miss you. And so do so many other teachers in our system. We miss your smiling faces and we miss your laughter. But in the meantime, until we see you again in August, we want you to stay safe, stay smart, keep reading, keep being the you that you are. Miss Smith loves you. See you soon.